Now to the plight of returning veterans and one patriot who's offering a helping hand. Too often, veterans come back from the war front and find themselves facing a tough adjustment at home, including difficulty finding employment. Here in Texas, one custom clothier, Bob Baumann, believes in the adage that the clothes make the man, which is why he's making free custom suits for veterans to suit them up for their job search. He's the director of the Suits of Honor Foundation, and he joins us on set now. Bob, welcome to the show. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay, so some of our veterans who wear the uniform, we honor them, but some of them have had to put their uniform down, not because of choice, but because of an injury they have sustained, sacrificing for us on the war front. And you are doing something incredible. You are suiting these veterans up in a different way. Tell us about what gave you this idea.
Well, you know, it's interesting, Lyndsay, because I had a client come in one day, and he had a veteran with him. And this gentleman was going to be speaking at the Bush Library in about 2 months. And so I said, so what are you going to wear? He says, well, I'm going to wear my fatigues. And he was an amputee. And I said to him, I'm very opinionated. And I said, I don't think that's the right move. He goes, well, what do you mean? I said, well, you're going to be in your fatigues when everybody else is going to be in suits. You know, it's at the Bush Library, and I believe you're going to feel like you're beneath them. And I think you should be in a suit. So we had a good debate for 2 hours, and then he finally agreed. And I said, I'll make you a suit. So we made him the suit, and his big thing was that he was an amputee, and he wanted people to see that he was an amputee. And I finally told him if I needed to, I'd make his leg with Velcro so he could pull it off and show them. And we didn't do that. He wore the suit, and when he was finished, he called me. And he says, I got to tell you something. He says, you changed my life. He says, I gave my greatest speech I've ever given in my life. And he says, I truly did feel different. And he says, I felt above everybody because I had the best looking suit on. But that made me realize that we need to be able to teach these people, these veterans come back. And it's so hard for them to get back into the workforce. And a lot of them have never been taught how to dress, the do's and don'ts. And so it's not so much about giving a veteran a suit. It's about teaching them the proper way to dress, the proper way to tie shoe, whatever it may be. And that's how we started it 7 years ago.
And I love it. You make beautiful suits. You don't just make suits. You all make beautiful suits. And you say you don't just make clothes. You change lives, as you just described. But tell us more about that, because you actually help these individuals know how to, you know, dress in an interview, know how to act in an interview. It's not just, like you said, about just giving them a suit.
Correct. I mean, so we usually do it in groups of 12, 2 times a year, and we'll shut the company down for the day, because our goal is to really spend time educating them and just talking as a group of guys. And like, for example, the man in the white shirt, rules, controls, dominates the room. Well, most guys don't know that. And so we teach them that. We teach them that if you're going to an event that says it's a black tie optional, you need to be in a black tie. And we had one of our veterans that he was in being fitted for a suit. He left town. He got his suit, but about a month after that, he was invited to the Oscars. And he told his wife, he says, Bob Baumann said, I need to be in a tux. I have to wear a tux. So he says, I rented a tux. He says, we went. He calls me up the next day. He goes, everybody thought I was a movie producer. People thought I was an actor. He says, no, I'm just a veteran here being invited to join this event. And so our goal is to make them realize how it will change their lives.
What is their response? You told us one story, but what is their response when you give them this gift?
You know, it's interesting because if we give away 12 suits, out of the 12, I would say probably 5 to 7 are an amputee. Out of the 5, there'll be 2 double, 1 triple. And they're so humble. They're so thankful. And I've never met a man yet that would not say, I would go back tomorrow if they would let me. And so, you know, and the gift is in the giving. And the Bible says it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. And I tell my staff this all the time, that when they leave, we are the ones that receive the biggest gift. we sit around in tears and talk about these men, their hearts, the sacrifices they have made for us, for our freedom, so we could sit here and talk right now.
It is a sacrifice that they make every day. For our viewers who are listening, how can they find out more about what you're doing and the suits that you make?
Well, you can go to our website, and you can look on the website. There's Suits of Honor, and there's a form there that you can fill out, and you send it in, and we have a board of directors that looks at each application because it's important that we pick the right people. We're wanting to pick people who are just come back, and they're wanting to get in the workforce. And they're looking, it's hard for them to find jobs, and so we want to prepare them so they look their very best. So if you just go to our website, it will direct you on how to find that. Suits of Honor, but the website is edwardbaumann.com.
Amazing. Suits of Honor, such an incredible idea, such an incredible gift to those who have sacrificed so much. Thank you for helping our veterans in such a powerful and tangible way. Bob Baumann, it's great to have you on set with us.
Absolutely. It was my honor. Thank you.
All right.